Wow naman! Thank you so much for that amazing video introduction, CICP. Nakakakilig. Kinilig ka ba, Fofo?
Yeah, I think they showed our latest podcast, OBB,
Yeah.
which has been evolving. So check that out later on. We'll talk about that later.
Yes, and thank you so much for sharing some of our content. But good evening to everybody that is watching, and welcome to the Creator and Influencer Council of the Philippines General Membership Meeting. My name is Bones, which you will be hearing throughout this I guess live video from Fofo, and this is Fofo, aka Mikael Daez. So those are our nicknames, just so you guys know.
Yeah, so I'm Fofo, she's Bone, so please do not mind if we call that. We call each other those nicknames because we've been doing it for the past 10 years. So, ganun lang talaga.
Yes, and we're super excited because tonight we will be talking about the rise and influence of online communities.
Yes, we all know that during the pandemic, there has been a rise in the number of successful and very useful online communities that specialize in a lot of things, to be honest. Mapa food online community, you have online community for gaming, for keyboards, for mini economies within gaming. Kung ano man yung hilig mo sa life, malamang there's a community for that. So this has been very heartwarming considering that, you know, during 2020, the whole world has been in lockdown.
Yeah.
No one has been spared. But as Filipinos and everyone else in the world, we've all found different ways of communicating and interacting with one another. And that's been amazing because we also felt, I guess, the different ways that we've gone around, you know, not being able to physically interact.
Yeah, for us to be able to connect with an active online community, and you're able to meet people with the same interests as you from the comforts of your own home. And for me, some of the communities that I've been able to join are, I've been able to join a keyboard community, which I super got into last year. I was able to join a community for...
That's like the top
That's
of
the top
Bonizi's
tier.
list, okay? Community number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are all mechanical keyboard communities. So I think you should shout out na kasi
Yes.
nasabi na natin eh.
Para sa mga nanonood ngayon that are a part of the keyboard communities in the Philippines, ilagay nyo sa comment section, I'm part of Keyboard Addicts PH or Mechanical Keyboards PH.
So actually, given that example of what communities Bonizi is a part of, this afternoon session, we will be deep diving into online communities. We'll try to answer various questions like how to start an online community, or maybe how to cultivate, more importantly, an online community, and how does it become a robust online group of people chatting, interacting, sharing ideas, doing so many different kinds of things.
Yes, or if you're a member of these online communities who would like to join in our discussion, be sure to comment your thoughts down in the comment section para at least may discussion tayo dito.
Tama. And syempre, if you are a brand who's looking to tap these online communities, then you are in the right place.
Ooh, that is right, guys. So for this afternoon's informative session, we have invited a very amazing keynote speaker, Ms. Sue-Ann Chng, Strategic Partner Manager, Community Partnerships of APAC at Facebook, who will be talking about the power of virtual communities.
Yes, and of course, this will then be followed by engaging fireside chats with ourselves and our guests for tonight. But before we get down to the nitty-gritty of our topic this afternoon...
Okay, give us some love, guys. We want to see you guys sharing the stream right now. We're sharing the stream. Akala ko nasa stream ako ngayon because I do a live stream of my gaming, which also has a really big community. But please share this live once again para at least makita ng mga friends yon, mga family nyo na we're having a discussion today. And also, if you're planning to start your own online communities with your friends, at least they have an idea of how to start with this.
But with that, let's get this party started. So I know everyone is eager to learn from our keynote speaker. So without further ado, let's welcome Ms. Sue-Ann Chng. Sue-Ann, take it away.
Thanks, Megan and Mikael. It's so good to be with everyone here today. I think I've been invited to share a little bit more about Facebook groups and how you can build lasting communities. So before I go into the presentation proper, a quick introduction. I'm Sue-Ann, and I am a strategic partner manager at Facebook's community partnerships team for Asia Pacific. In my role, I work with community leaders like yourselves to start, grow, and sustain meaningful communities across the region, and that includes building and supporting programs that contribute to that. Our team primarily supports communities that are built and run via groups on our platform, and that's why I've been asked to come in today to share some tips and tricks that can potentially set you up for success in the long term. At the end of the day, success to us is sustainable communities that has long-lasting impact on the wider community and society. Quick overview of our agenda today. I'll be kicking off the session with an overview of a report we launched earlier this year on the power of virtual communities, which explores the nature and impact of online communities and highlights the important role of impactful and effective community leaders like yourself. I'll follow this with a basic 101 tips for managing your community and an overview of some of the key tools for managing groups. Now, diving into our first segment, this year is a particularly exciting moment to take the pulse on the potential impact communities can make to society. Never before have people engaged online for such meaningful parts of their lives, be it work or connecting with family members or friends. And never before have we seen community leaders engage online at the rates that we see today, with more than 70 million active admins and moderators of Facebook groups. This study is a result of a year-long work partnership between an interdisciplinary research team at several leading universities, coordinated by Facebook and the Governance Lab across 15 countries. I am really excited to share insights from this study with you today. Now, to give you some background on what it took for this report to come together, the team undertook a four-pronged approach to putting this report together to ensure we have a firm foundation for the research. And that included a survey across a sample size of 15,000 respondents, in-depth interviews with 50 community leaders and 26 leading community experts, literature review of over 150 academic articles, and 19 pieces of internal Facebook research on communities and their leaders. If I could sum up this entire report in a simple one-liner, the report shows these communities play a vital role in connecting people and providing emotional support. As I shared earlier, many of these communities exist in Facebook groups, much like the ones that you're managing today. More than 1.8 billion people use Facebook groups every month, with more than half of all users in 5 or more groups. Now, here's a question for you. If you think about your personal use of Facebook today, would you agree that you're in 5 or more groups? I know I'm personally in more than 30 groups in my own personal feed. Now that you have a sense of the scale and reach of Facebook groups, let's try to answer the question on what drives or motivates people to join groups and stay engaged in groups. Our research shows that these are the 3 key factors that drive participation in groups. Firstly, the experience of forming connections underpins group membership. People can experience a strong sense of community from membership in online groups despite the lack of physical proximity. For example, I am a member of the group Subtle Asian Traits on Facebook, which was founded in 2018 and the founders are based in Melbourne. The group has become one of the largest online Asian communities with members from all around the world. Their mission is to connect Asian individuals globally to create a community that celebrates the similarities and differences with the subtle traits of Asian culture and subcultures. When I first joined the community, I did not know anyone personally, but I identified strongly with the content that's shared in the group and have since formed connections through this particular community. Now, secondly, groups allow people to create space outside of societal norms. In many cases, online groups attract members and leaders who are marginalized in the physical societies they inhabit, and they use the platform to build new kinds of community they could not form in real space. An example could be is one of my partners in Thailand who runs a community called Run Together, where he connects the physically disabled with able-bodied individuals to act as guide runners for the visually impaired, offering support both online and offline to encourage the disabled to increase their physical activity. They've seen such amazing success, and many of the differently abled in the community are now able to participate in social runs, and some have even gone on to participate and win marathons, reducing the social divide in real life. And lastly, online communities bridge divides. Many of these groups cut across traditional social groupings and bring together people normally divided by geography around a shared trait or interest. My earlier examples applies here as well. Now, diving into some of the more interesting data points we've uncovered globally through this study, out of 15,000 people surveyed across the 15 countries, 77% of the people reported the most important group to which they belong is primarily an online one. I would like to pause here and ask everyone to take a moment to reflect. In the last year, do you feel like this is also true for you? Now, we've also found that 91% of respondents said they were given some form of support to others during COVID-19 through their preferred group or community. And I've seen these random acts of kindness pop up across my newsfeed, both locally as well as globally. In Australia, a community called the Kindness Pandemic was set up to encourage proactive action in local communities impacted by COVID. And there are so many heartwarming stories that have been shared within the community, and it now has a global reach as well. The study has also found that 86% of people have received some form of support during this time from an online group or community. And the last global data point I will highlight is something many of us probably already know or have experienced on a day-to-day basis. And that is, many people feel more comfortable sharing their feelings and perspectives with their group than with their friends and family. And our study shows this registers at 33%. And this could be for a variety of reasons and can include taboo topics or the fear of being judged in real life. Being able to connect online with others who share your identity or perspective helps reinforce that feeling of a safe space. And I've seen this happen again and again in my partner communities like UKA in Thailand or mental health in the Philippines, where they support and promote the discussion of mental health issues, which can be a major taboo topic for many in real life. And perhaps the most important finding from our study was the critical role played by admins and moderators within groups. These are the everyday people who start the groups or are asked to help lead them without any training or monetary compensation. Almost no formal academic or vocational training is available to people in online community management, which our team has also sought to address through our certification program, and I will touch more on that at the end of this session. Now, with emerging leaders, the idea of an accidental leader is increasingly commonplace. And from our research, we found that these are the top 3 most essential traits for a community leader to have. Firstly, they should be welcoming of differences of opinion among members. They should also be visible and communicate well within the community. And lastly, they should act ethically at all times. And with that understanding of the power of virtual communities, we want to equip you with some basic tips on building lasting and meaningful communities to ensure you have the right foundations for running your groups. For this section, we've broken it down into 4 categories. We'll start with best practice for creating your communities, followed by tips for engaging your members. That was a top ask from many of our partners. And next, to ensure you can maintain and sustain your engagement, I'll also touch briefly on tips for managing your group's health, and before wrapping this section with some key resources you can leverage on your journey as community leaders. Now, key things you should really look out for and take action on when first creating your community are, number 1, ensuring that you're choosing the best settings for your group, and that includes privacy level, post approval, and who can add members. Setting that up right is the bedrock for long-term success. You should also leverage cover photo, group rules, description to communicate your group's purpose and culture. We've also found in the initial setup stage that posting often and with a regular cadence is critical to the success of your group as it illustrates your commitment to the community. And to ensure your community is growing with the right membership, we typically recommend for founders to personally invite the first members, starting with a core handful of engaged people who will help create the foundation and will add exemplary content before the group grows organically. Now, diving into more details of what I just shared, I'd like to reiterate the importance of setting your group name and cover photo. You can think of this as your hook for driving discoverability of your community. So remember, set your group name and cover photo as it's the face of your community. Once you have that done, you need to focus on selecting your group type. Whether you want it public or private is critical for the longevity of your community. We recommend choosing the privacy setting that best fits your group. And here are some notes you should be aware of when you're determining your group type. Firstly, groups are limited to one privacy setting change every 28 days. Once the privacy setting is changed, admins have 24 hours to change it back if they'd like. And lastly, all groups can always change their privacy to a more restrictive setting. Next, when we think about bringing in the right people for your community, we recommend all admins to set up membership questions to help vet potential member requests to join your group. Also, use filters within your membership request queue to narrow down the list of people who you want in your community. Now, some of these filters include by gender. For example, a partner of mine in Philippines, Filipino home-based moms, they would set a female-only filter to ensure no males are added to the group. Location is also a good one to consider as you think about local communities and relevance. Now, ever feel like you're the only one posting to your group? You're not alone. Apparently, this happens in every group, especially at the beginning. There can be a number of reasons why people may not actively participate in your group. Just as there are introverts and extroverts in any real-world gathering, there are active and less vocal folks online as well. Some members want to comment on everything. Others may read or observe an ongoing discussion without participating and only sometimes comment. Experienced group admins remind us that many quiet members are still getting value from your group. They are part of your community too. Moving to the category of engaging your members, and this is one of the top questions that we've received from our partners, some of our best practice tips are: start strong by assembling your team of admins and moderators from the get-go. Admin burnout is real, managing a community is really tough, and we encourage you to start recruiting a group of admins and moderators you trust as early as possible so you can share the load. To manage this, you can consider adding channels of communication criteria for moderators and have a secret moderator admin group of messenger thread to triage tasks. With every new community, it is critical to engage and set the tone, and we recommend for you to set up group rules so people know the terms of engagement, and for the admin team to start a content calendar for engaging your community on an ongoing basis. Once your members see your activity as an admin through actions like new posts, commenting, and engaging on members' posts, they will be more encouraged and likely to keep engaging in the group. The last tip I'll leave you with here is to think about how you can encourage easy member participation within your group. Put yourselves in the shoes of your new members. Posting in a group as a new member can be intimidating, and it's important to make people's voices feel heard. Use the group description and welcome posts to explain some of these group basics. This will help members feel comfortable participating confidently, and some members might need ideas about what to post. Asking easy, open-ended questions is a great way to increase group participation. If a less active member responds, interacting with them in the comments can let them know that their voice actually matters. Many admins use polls to encourage less vocal members to add their opinion with a single tap. Going live in your group also allows members to comment and connect with you in real time. Admins tells us that even members who are reluctant to post will sit in on a Facebook Live. Once people participate in these ways, they might feel more comfortable posting on their own. Now, to increase admin efficiency for engaging your members, some of our top tips are to build a consistent content calendar to post regular content in your group for your members to interact with. Schedule posts in advance depending on your content calendar. This also will save you time of having to log in on a regular basis just to create a post. Turn on post approvals to make sure you get to review all potential posts to your group. And also turn on post pre-approvals to approve certain members in your group to post without needing your approval first. Lastly, and most importantly, group insights is your best friend for understanding and managing your group's health. We recommend checking your group insights on a regular basis to better understand when members are most active and schedule posts accordingly. You can also acknowledge your top member contributors and learn what type of posts are popular with your members. I won't go into too much detail here as I will cover a deeper overview of group insights under the Group 2 section in a little while. Now, before I move on to the next section to share more about our top product features, I want to share this online resource with you that you can leverage to help you build a thriving community. It's our community hub, and you can find easy-to-use guides on top of questions like how to grow your group, how to manage conflict in your group, how to manage admin burnout, etc. We've built out all of these resources just for you, so do check it out. The second resource I'd like to introduce to you is the Facebook Blueprint Community Manager Program. This is an online course and certification program designed to help you build, grow, and scale your online communities and become a stronger community leader. In short, by participating in this program, you'll learn community building strategies and tools to support the moderation and engagement of your online community. As mentioned in my presentation earlier, our study has found that emerging leaders are often accidental leaders and do not have access to official trainings to validate your work. Once we realized this, we spent the last year developing this certification program to help address the gap in the market. What you can expect from this is a series of trainings and subsequent certification, which is designed to enable community management professionals to earn recognition for having advanced level proficiency with Facebook apps and services, as well as advanced comprehension and strategic application of best practices and standards for online community management. This will also aim to empower community managers with the increased capacity to build, grow, scale, and connect their communities more meaningfully. Here's an overview of the high-level details associated with this certification program. There will be an exam at the end of the course, which will be professionally proctored, and the passing score is 700 out of 1,000 with a cost of USD $99 to register. Once you've passed this exam, the certification will have a 2-year validity period. If you're keen on becoming certified, and I know the cost is quite high, just please let the organizers at CICP know, and we can potentially explore ways to enroll you into the program with a certification voucher. Now, moving swiftly into our last section, I'm going to introduce some group tools that could help you on solving your most challenging needs. One of the key areas of feedback we receive from partners is how to better manage admin workloads. We've heard from many admins that they spend so much time and effort in managing their groups. Admin Assist is a powerful tool to keep you in control of your group and save your time by enabling you to automate some of your daily tasks. So with Admin Assist, you can set your criteria, and the feature or the tool will automatically review posts or member join requests for you. So you can limit posts both based on your author, including their history in your group, whether they violated group rules and how long they have been a member, as well as the content of posts, including whether they use specific keywords or include links. Admin Assist only undertakes the actions that you set up for it to run. You can review and undo actions as needed and update your criteria over time. You can also share feedback with post authors when Admin Assist takes action on your behalf, with the option for them to edit their posts and resubmit for moderation. The best thing about this tool is you can choose from many options to set up Admin Assist to work in ways that best suit your groups. There are more than 15 criteria that you can choose from, as well as sets of suggested criteria you can customize. To get started, go to the left panel in your group mall that says Manage Group on Desktop, and you'll see a section called Admin Assist. Select a task for Admin Assist to run. There are 3 options that you can choose: decline incoming posts, delete posts, or turn off commenting on published posts. You can choose all 3 if you want, or just 1 or 2. In each task, you can have more options to choose as criteria. Find a set of criteria that match your key priorities and then tailor them to fit your needs. For example, upon the task to decline incoming posts, you can choose from spam posts, posts from fake accounts, and posts that violates group rules. You can also choose relevant actions for each criteria. For example, regarding the spam posts, you can set to decline incoming posts from people who don't have personal profile photos or have less than 3 friends in the group. If you don't agree with the actions taken, you will be able to review and undo actions as needed in the activity log. You can also modify your criteria and collections at any time. Admin Assist is complementary to existing moderation features like post approvals and keyword alerts. Moderating content is also one of the top topics of feedback that we receive from admins. Among many other tools, I want to highlight scheduled posts. So experienced admins agree that scheduling posts can help you manage your group more efficiently. Try planning out at least a week's worth of content. It could be helpful to create your own content editorial calendar where you can plan for the topics, relevant information, and visuals in advance. Write posts when it's most convenient for you. You don't have to wait until the posting date itself. Then select a date and time for your scheduled post to automatically appear in your group. You can also use group insights to understand when your members are most active. Admins recommend using times when the group is most active to increase the visibility of a post you need members to comment on, or when you have an important group announcement. So let's walk through the steps on how you can use this tool. Open the post composer and create a post, and select on the schedule icon under the author name. Once you click on it, you can see a pop-up window for choosing specific date and time at the bottom. And that's it. You can now check the scheduled post at the admin home in your group. Another tool that I would like to recommend for moderating content is keyword alerts. Admins sometimes find that it's hard to review all of the posts and comments in their community. Keyword alerts can be found within admin tools on mobile and group settings on desktop. These are the places where admins access all the tools available to them, including member requests, pending posts, group insights, and more. Keyword alerts will allow you to receive notifications when specific words and phrases are used in your group. You might want to set up keyword alerts because certain words and phrases are not allowed in your community, or because you want to be able to react quickly to them, or for generally monitoring activity in your group. Some admins set alerts for things like birthday to celebrate with their community members. They also custom hashtags in the group or words that violate group rules. Each time one of these words or phrases are used in a post or comment, all admins and moderators will receive a notification. You will not receive notifications for pending posts, only for content posted in the group. You can also review all of your alerts at once in the keyword alerts queue, where you can decide whether to keep or delete it. You can also keep all or delete all with one click. Increasing member engagement is another topic that many of you have highlighted. As shared earlier, Group's Insights tool is a great way to learn more about your members and how to keep them engaged. Group Insights enables you to see a real-time view of metrics like number of joins, number of posts, likes, and reactions in a given period. Popular days provide you with a graph for posts, comments, and reactions. Popular times provide you with a graph for times that members post, comment, or react. These insights can help you target important messages at times on the days and times that will get the most attention. You can also see your top posts provide you with a glance view of the post content, the person that posted, and the engagement on the post. Group Insights are only available to admins of groups with 50 members or more. Now, one of the top concerns we hear from partners is how to ensure the group remains sustainable. There are a lot of ways to keep your group sustainable, and one of the key areas is monetization. To help leaders to get resources enough to keep their community thriving, Facebook launched a product called Brand Collapse Manager. Now, Brand Collapse Manager is a marketplace where brands can find and connect with group admins for promoting their products and services. In this tool, brands will see several groups and pages recommended to them. So as a group admin, it is important that you use BCM proactively to showcase your group as a best place for paid partnership. For using this tool, you need to go through an application process via a designated tool. Check that your group meet the eligibility requirements in the tool. Your group must be public and have over 1,000 members. Our team is currently exploring expansion to private groups. Your group must also pass Facebook's partner monetization policies. We will be sharing a link to the monetization policy after this session. You must also be located in a country eligible where BCM is available. You can check if your country is eligible on the site. If your country isn't there yet, we appreciate your patience as our team is looking into expanding this feature to all markets. I know for certain that Philippines has this tool available. So as long as you meet the other eligibility requirements, you'll be able to access this tool. Once you have completed the onboarding, you will receive access to BCM and will be notified via email. There isn't anything you need to do here. You will automatically be granted access once your application for BCM is approved. However, if after a couple of weeks you don't see the option on your public group, please raise these with us via our support channels. Key feature of BCM for group admins is that you can include an about section with your contact information, an introduction, featured branded content partners, and featured posts. In BCM, there is a number of actions that you can take. The first, check eligibility and apply. Admins can instantly see if their group meets eligibility criteria, and if so, apply for access to BCM. Portfolio, admins can customize a portfolio by providing an intro, uploading a media kit, setting pricing for different content types, and choosing which audience insights to share. Policy issues, admins can view any policy issues affecting their groups and request a review if they believe there's an error. Inbox is where admins can find any messages sent from a brand and can reply within BCM. Partnerships is where you can see a list of your past partners and posts from the past 30 days and click to view messages between them. Project briefs is one that I would like to highlight. Admins can see any project briefs their group is eligible for, as well as the application deadline, content delivery date, and compensation where applicable. You can also report an issue they are experiencing or you are experiencing on the platform to receive support. And you can also visit Help Center, where you can review various Help Center articles which provide more detailed explanations of the branded content tag and brand collabs manager. So all eligible public groups that have successfully onboarded to BCM will automatically gain access to the brand content tag tool. This is a tool that allows admins to publish content in partnership with brand advertisers by labeling the brand partner's name with. This tag ensures that branded content occurring within your group is policy compliant, and the branded content tag is available for eligible public groups. This tag is also available for eligible pages and Instagram creator accounts. So here's how you can use the branded content tag. When you're ready to create a post, you will need to create a post using the page voice. Use the voice switcher to select a linked page. Open the group composer and create a post. We support the following content post types: text, video, photo, and links. Giveaways and discounts are allowed as long as the branded content adheres to our branded content policy. Select the tag business partner option. Enter name of the business partner, which is the brand partner or advertiser that you're working with. Select it, select post to publish, post. And that's all for my presentation today. I know that if you have any questions, you can also reach out to the CICP organizers and they will send it across to me. And that's all. Thank you for joining me today. Back to you, Megan and Mikael.
And there you go, everybody. Thank you so much, Suan, for that very informative talk. I'm sure you guys learned something. Monizi, did you learn anything?
Of course I did. But of course, we want to know from our viewers out there, ano ba yung mga natutunan nyo at napulot nyo from our key speaker today? Lagay nyo lang sa comment section para makita din natin and we can see what everybody else is picking up.
But now we are going to proceed to the most awaited part of our monthly GMM, our fireside chat, moderated, of course, by Fofo and Bonizi. So if you have a fireside photo in your mobile phone or computer, then put it there para fireside talaga, di ba?
All right.
Kasi yun yung
But before we
na-imagine ko.
proceed with Fofo's daddy jokes right here. Hindi ka pa daddy, may daddy jokes ka na.
Preparing, guys. I'm preparing for it.
Okay, how about kilalanin muna natin ang ating mga panelists for this evening? Sino-sino kaya sila? Well, let me go ahead and introduce to you guys our panelists. First up, we have Francis Lim Cabatuando, the founder of Home Buddies.
Oh, wait. Let's wait for Francis to come in.
Hi,
Ayan.
Francis. Hello.
Francis is in.
Hi.
Hello, mga Home Buddies.
All right. And up next, we also have Nina Zialcita, founder of Best of the Best Manila.
Hi everyone. Nice to meet everybody.
Hi, nice to meet you too. And not last but not the very least, we have our next guest. We have Jel Angeles, the Chief Marketing Officer of Nippon Premium Bakery Incorporated. Hello,
Hi,
Jel.
guys. Thanks for
Hi,
having
Jel.
me. Hi.
And then eto na yung last,
And
but
last
very
guy.
much not the least, okay? We have CICP's very own founder of Let's Eat Pare, Pareng Mark Del Rosario.
So,
Pareng Mark! Na
I was
ayaw mo
opening a bottle of wine.
i-introduce Bonizi.
Hindi, gusto ko naman.
Barefoot.
Ayan.
Ayan.
Ready na siya. So, Pareng Mark will also be helping
Bagong
us
chill.
moderate this evening's fireside chat. Kamusta naman kayong lahat?
Very good.
Good.
Nice to
good.
see everyone.
All right, so
Nandito yung mga
Yeah,
idol ko eh.
Parang ikaw yata ang idol namin.
Si Mayora nandito.
tama.
Oo nga.
Salud.
Yeah,
Anything,
yeah.
if you need a new house, si Mayora ang kukontakin nating lahat. So people watching right now, alam nyo na kung
Hindi.
sino siya.
Kukontakin
Oo.
natin siya kasi siya yung taga-approve ng post natin.
Tama.
Very
oo,
important.
Alright.
All right, guys. You know, we're happy to have you guys here, and we're even happier that we're a part of this. So, this fireside chat, we're going to be talking about the rise and influence of online communities, because as we mentioned in the intro a while ago, online communities have become so important, especially now
Yeah.
that we just went through 2020 and the challenges of the 2020 has carried over to this year,
Yes.
2021. And I think online
Yeah.
communities have played a huge role in helping us communicate and interact with one another, and it's just grown into into its own industry to a certain
Yeah.
extent.
Yeah. So here today we have some questions for you guys. I'm sure a lot of people are very curious about this. So first off, what inspired you to start your respective online communities? And actually, I'm curious about this. What is a day for you guys like as admin? Let's start off with Francis.
So I started Home Buddies in September 17, 2020. So it's fairly new. I think the youngest group admin. I mean, in terms of group age here in the fireside chat, and it started actually in my Instagram because I used to parang post my home improvement for myself lang, like I just have an Instagram account for that. But then I noticed parang latter part of 2020, parang a lot of people are asking, saan mo nabili yan? Paano mo ginawa yan? Can you help me design my home? And I felt like pag Instagram kasi it's one way eh. It's the inbox
Oo.
that you're talking to them. Pero iba if, you know, a lot of people talking about the same thing, if I could bring them together, then the conversations would be richer. And that's what, you know, inspired me to start na lang a Facebook group.
All right, and Frances, I'm curious, what is your day-to-day like? Like, what do you need to do as an admin of an online
Naku, alam
community?
ni-
I'm curious, diba? Kasi iilan lang naman tayong
Baka
admin,
nagpipintura, nagpupukpok ng pader.
As an admin, I mean, ang dami nag-iisip siguro ang expert ko na about homes. Pero actually, as an admin, ako, everyday magbabasa lang talaga ako ng all the content that comes in. Because we have 2.4 million people in the group.
Yeah.
So everyone wants to post. And it's like me looking at the post. Na-post na ba to? Hindi pa approve. Tama ba yung post niya? Approve. Benta ba to? Decline. So it's a lot of that.
Wow,
Yeah,
online curator.
Merienda
I was-
and my dinner.
I
bago
I
matulog.
joined Home Buddies. Wala pang 100,000 yung members ng Home Buddies. Yung time na nag-join ako. I can't believe you guys are already at 2.4 million. That's insane.
Yeah, wow.
All right, Frances, congratulations on that. But with that, let's move on. Let's move on to Nina. Nina, same question. I mean, how were you inspired to start your own online community, and what is your day-to-day like? Same lang rin ba?
Same lang.
Well, actually, so I opened up the community only because, like, well, I don't really get to go out a lot because of my job. And there's so many things that you can see online, like on Instagram, like ang daming food and all that. And I used to take screen caps of all of that. And I realized like sometimes you still actually ask a question on your own Facebook feed. And sometimes, with the algorithm and everything, parang you have to go outside your group of friends. So I put up the Facebook group just so that you could get recommendations from other people, and it grew and grew and grew. So now we really have a rich source of information, and people engage with each other. And it's not just about products anymore. Sometimes it's about life advice or stories, which is actually really fun. And I think it provides a lot of entertainment, especially during these times. And what is my day like? Unfortunately, it's a little bit difficult to be an admin now for me because of work from home is a little bit more challenging. The hours are longer. Before, my admin time would actually be on the way to the office and on the way home, or in between meetings when I'm actually in the car. So that's kind of gone now. So now I have to find time talaga to do that. So yeah, it's the same as Francis. It's also approving people and then approving posts, and trying to really see if anyone's doing anything awful.
I have a
and
question
want
for you
them to
guys.
stop.
Is it the first thing that you look at when you wake up, and then the last thing that you look at before you go to sleep? Because it's the same for me. It is.
Sa akin, yes. Only
Okay.
now kasi in the group, since it's 2.4 million, we created this thing called the posting curfew. So may curfew din kami, parang
Good job.
parang
You need
Philippines
that.
For your sanity, Frances.
Oo. So from
Yeah,
1
you
to
have
9 p.m., no posting. So para when we wake up, me and the co-moderators, wala kaming as in backlog na masyadong malaki. Because before it's like before we sleep, we try to make it 0, and then matutulog kami. And then when we wake up, that's like 1,000 posts again. Parang, no!
Wow. So kung mag-post sila during
It's a reset.
Kung mag-post sila during curfew, decline ba yan lahat?
No, limbo.
It's
Limbo lang
closed,
yun.
so they
Yeah.
cannot post.
Close.
There's no
Hindi pwede. There's no
Sa
option
inyo,
to.
close. Kami limbo. Limbo lang siya.
I like that. You know what? I'm gonna use that in our future online community. I like that.
Yes, do it.
We're learning here. Okay, we're taking notes. And then of course, let's proceed. Mark, ikaw naman, how did your online community start?
Well, I was inspired by your appetites, no? By the Filipinos' appetite. So in November 16 of 2016, we started Let's Eat Pare, no? To really help the industry discover, diba, where are the restaurants to eat. So people would tell me before LEP, they would check Google and they would have like a laundry list of places to eat. Now they go to LEP and the list gets longer and longer and longer. So what we did was when we created LEP, we were just going to hole-in-the-wall restaurants, new stuff in the supermarket, diba? As you know, K-pop, the K-drama, diba?
Yeah.
Infusion of diba? All of these cultural markers in our food culture. So there are new discoveries. So there were Korean groceries, Japanese groceries, konbinis. So all of these discoveries, no, it became a hodgepodge of discoveries in LEP. So that's how it started. But diba, we tried to take it further, and I believe as one of the first communities to work with brands, you really have to evolve, no? And that's really important position we're in, because we have a voice in the industry, no, in our space, no, for home improvement, for Nina, it's advice, or to find the best things in life, diba? And for us, it's food. So, diba, we really have to set the tone, or diba, show our members, diba, how to be a better example.
All right, thank you so much. But with that, it seems you Home Buddies grew from 100K to 2.4 million now, and same with other online communities. They're rapidly growing, and they are taking up mind space for Filipinos. And with that, we segue to Gel, because from a brand's perspective,
Like what Mark mentioned,
is that okay? Grabe, these things are these are channels we can possibly tap.
because it's just like Facebook and Instagram when they first started. Parang brands were looking into it na is this a new way that I can market my brand or my products? So for Gel, for a brand's perspective, what does the online community bring to the digital environment for you guys?
Okay, thanks for having me. No, first of all, before I discuss about what it delivers the online community, I'd like to give a historical perspective. In the past, there have been communities already for brands. It's not just as focused and as organized now as the online communities. No, so considering food brands like us in Fuafua, all of us communicate the same thing. We're masarap. We're delicious. So what would differentiate you from the rest of competition? So especially now during the pandemic, when people have been restricted in their mobility, we noticed that consumers, I think around 80% of consumers get their information now from online communities because they're stuck at home. So they would be forced to Google about their. I'll talk about food because that's my specialty. They would research about food recipes, how different types of cuisine. So this turned out to be a flourishing community even after the pandemic. So to answer your question, what does online communities? What do they do to brands? They give that authenticity. No? The consumer experience is really amplified in their social channels, in their social networking sites. So, and it's the authenticity that brands look for. No, if it's so easy to push for products, if your food product is very masarap. So, see, Mark can attest to this. Even my former brands, I used to participate in Let's Eat Pare, and it has done wonders. You really, especially if you're a brand that's new or not so well known, and then you make waves in a community like Let's Eat Pare, it does wonders for brand awareness.
Appear tayo dyan, Jel.
All right. Ayan, appear. Go. Kaya yan.
Virtual
Kaya yan.
appear. Ayan.
Ayan.
High
Yeah.
five. Good job.
Actually, Jel, I'm interested. I have a mini follow-up question to that. So,
Sure.
As other social media platforms came out, you have Instagram, YouTube. So I think brands have have moved on, and that's become their new status quo. That they know how they integrate into that. What do you forecast how brands will integrate into online communities moving forward? Because it seems like it's a legitimate business already, and it's a legitimate
marketing
concept that people can get into and start growing and start devoting more of their time to. But I'm curious from a brand's perspective, where does that go like down the line a few years from now?
You mentioned something, Mikael, a while back about mindshare. I guess what will separate the brands, the good brands, and from the greater brands that really partner with online communities is the consistency. You will see a lot of brands doing one-off partnerships with influencers, no, or content creators. They will spend so much on one or two projects, and then that's it. But for consumers, they will look for that relationship. They will look for a constant companion in their journey of looking for the best food, the newest innovation in food, what will tickle my palate, etc., etc. So it's more of a relationship building, Mikael. So I see this as the online community should be partners with brands long term. So and we also see an ecosystem of different influencers and different communities working together. No, it's not just one off. So I guess it's really keeping the conversations alive amongst the consumers. I think that will be the edge, and that will separate the good brands from the great brands.
All right. Thank you very much. Notes taken down for our own future online communities.
Yes, our own future online communities as well.
And with that, let's move back to our community admins. I'm curious. Your communities have flourished, but of course, everybody starts with zero when you start your online community. I'm just curious. When did you notice or realize that, oh my God, this is something?
This is a big
Like, was there a turning point? I'm sure there has to be something. There has to be this moment or maybe this post. So can you tell us about that, your experience, if it was intentional or unintentional? So what do you guys have to say? Frances?
Marami. Hindi ko na, kasi ang bilis ng growth namin eh. But one that I can remember is, nung nakapag-sold out kami ng timba, it's so funny, timba.
Sorry.
Oh, it's really funny. Like, my friends from brands are messaging me, like, girl, anong ginawa mo? Bakit pati timba sold out na? And then it became kahoy. When Team Kahoy was being used as a term, Team Kahoy, Team Puti. And that's not even mentioning numbers. That's really just, organic things being inserted into pop culture. But when it comes to numbers, the milestone is really 100,000, and that is Holy Week. So from September to Holy Week, which is March, April, it took us that long to be 100,000. But after 100,000, to today, that's 2.4 million. So whatever happened in between that's Kapuso Mo, Jessica Soho, that's your podcast, Megan, as in ang daming nag-join, right? Unang hear it, and all the tuloy-tuloy na news, PR pickups. And that's really grabe.
Wow, the merging of traditional and digital.
Yung timba ang nagdala ng
The timba, the mirror, the kahoy.
The electric fan, and also the vacuum cleaner.
Yeah. Alam Bones, sumusunod ka talaga eh.
Oh, sumusunod ako. Hindi pa ako nabubudol, Fofo. Kailangan ko pa magpaalam bago mabudol.
Okay. But with that, we were going to proceed to Nina, but I think she has connection issues. So while she's trying to reconnect, Nina, are you with us?
I'm back.
Yes,
she's back. Saktong-sakto.
Yep, I'm back. Sorry.
Improve lang yata na post si Nins, kaya she had to go.
I think
mga 100 posts yun, then she had to come back.
Nina,
I just
you're up
wanted to
next.
make
What are your
a grand
stories?
entrance, of course.
Best of the best.
Fashionable entrance.
Yeah, actually, one of the biggest things that, not the biggest, but one of the most interesting things were the best horror stories. I think it happened in 2019, and that thread just exploded, and people were really writing like long stories about like what happened to them. And novela talaga. And it's hard for people to actually write novela stuff, but they went ahead and did it, and some of them were so scary. And then the guy who posted it, I don't know if that will be a privacy concern, but he mentioned to me that he stopped looking at it because parang biglang he felt minumulto na daw siya kasi sa dami na daw ng binasa niya. I was like, what? Sabi ko, okay, I'm never gonna read that. Yeah, so, and then that kind of comes alive again every Halloween. And then there have been people who've joined the group because they're like, oh, we want to read about the Halloween stories or something like that. So that's interesting for me. I mean, sobra, it took over that, right? So, I mean, there are lots of memorable ones, but for me, the life, parang the cuentos are the ones that are interesting. So lately there was one about, there was this girl who wanted to have artistas greet her longtime yaya happy birthday, and one of the people in the group was happy enough to keep on sending happy birthday wishes from like all of these stars, and I was like shocked.
Wow.
So that was nice. That was really nice. I wanted to say, can Gary V say hi to me too? I'm a fan. So
I love it.
Yeah. So those were the interesting things. And
sorry, I cut you off. Sorry.
No. Those are the interesting things that happened, and I've really heard of people who've become friends. So there were questions about best way to handle a mom with cancer, and somebody said, so 4 of us actually now talk to each other and give advice, and parang they became besties. So it's nice to hear those things.
All right, those are nice stories to hear. And now we move on. Mark, ikaw naman, what was your turning point, light bulb moment, or what was that peak that you felt na, oh my God, this is something?
Well, with Let's Eat Pare, there are a lot of stories, big and small, but I rather focus on the helping really the cottage industry. Because aside from Let's Eat Pare, I also started Titos and Titas of Manila. That's also a community that blew up in 2017, and became a reference point for commercials and all of these things, But what I can't forget is there were times wherein I put stickers kasi of our logo on restaurant doors. So it's become like a North Star for food quality, no? So we have about 650 restaurant partners across the Philippines. And I can't forget there were these moments when I placed the sticker and the restaurant owner who was there, no, after we did the food review, would cry. It's like a Michelin
Wow.
star for them. So
Oh, wow.
that was really a moving
Wow.
moment for me, and
That's nice.
I can never forget that. Parang you've changed a person's life, diba? Or you've given them credence or that recognition that they deserve for all their hard work, diba? And a simple sticker can do so much, diba? In terms of inspiring them and diba? Helping them move forward, especially in a time of a pandemic. So those little stories are very important to me because if collectively, if you bring them together, diba, they really form what we represent or our DNA.
It's really amazing what these online communities have been able to do for each and every one of us. Like ako personally, I've been a part of a lot of online groups, and it's amazing to hear from you guys, the admins itself, na you've seen people become best friends for life, possibly. You've been able to make a mark in the food industry, and you've been able to sell out timbas. I mean, who could have thought of that, diba?
I actually
But
met
for
my
now-
wife. Just to add, I actually met my wife through LEP. So
No way.
that is
Wow.
Really?
that is really the God's biggest gift. to me. Yeah.
You know, that's so
Heart
cool
talaga.
because I was just about to say that from what I've heard from all of your stories, even from brand side, it seems like one of the biggest values that online communities provide is the authenticity and the intimacy of the relationships, the stories, whatever content is being shared that you can't really find anywhere in other social media platforms. So that's what I noticed. But with that, thank you so much for your stories. We are heading towards the end of the first half of our fireside chat. But Bonizi, what else do we have for halftime?
Yes. So we're going to take a little breather, Muna, and take this time to put the spotlight on our very well-deserving and very influential online communities. Sino-sino kaya sila? Please watch this.
Maging group
Swak na
of 5 na
swak.
naman tayo. Ayan. And then, ayan, huling pumasok si Nina.
Okay na yan.
Meron pa akong guest
Hello.
star. Okay.
Ay, may guest. We saw the guest. We saw the guest. Hello to the
Future
guest star.
influencer. May
Nina.
future influencer tayo dyan.
Influencer, tama.
May get
Alright.
ma-screenshot niyo yun.
All right, guys. Welcome back. Welcome back to this second half of our fireside chat. And to segue to our first question of the 2nd half, I always talk to Bonizi about social media, different platforms, because that's where most of our work goes to. So you have YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and we try to project and forecast, okay, what is the next platform?
Or saan tayo papunta?
Yeah, or how does the content evolve? So
Yeah.
in the same vein, our question to the community admins, and Jel, if you also have your thoughts on this, where do you think online communities are heading? How will they evolve, change, and what's like the next generational leap in online communities? And because we have a different layout, let's start with Pareng Mark.
Yeah, for us, no, we always want to connect offline to online, no. So we're very present online. We have a footprint there. But since 2018, we've been doing festivals outside, and we see that we get to connect talaga with our members and listen to their diba, feedback, how much they enjoy being part of the communities, and we will continue to do this moving forward. But I think the evolution really, or the importance, the social impact, is very important to pay focus on, no. And so kami, what we did is we created an association for food vendors, and we try to help them address yung mga pain points na during the pandemic.
Yeah.
Actually, we had it pre-pandemic, but post-pandemic, we want to take this further, and we want to connect Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. Because let's face it, I mean, the best eats naman are not always in Metro Manila. I mean, diba, being able to travel to different cities across the Philippines, they have their own gems. So why not bring it all together in one big festival, diba, and have one big boodle fight? So together. So actually, I've been talking to Nins, I've been talking to Frances, even Jel. If we can unite, diba, and make a big event, then that would be so fun, diba, for everyone. So that's where we want to take it, because we can't future-proof kasi the platforms. diba?
Yeah.
It's really Silicon Valley. It's really all these, diba, tech moguls who will, diba, do it for us. But as we are where we are today, I mean, we'll make the most out of, diba, the space, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, diba, and YouTube, diba, and TikTok.
All right. Thank you very much. And with that, let's move on to Frances. Frances, what do you think?
Actually, agree ako with Mark na, online communities are not just online or Facebook groups. We are actual communities na, these are real people that are interested in the same things. So I think that's also why the groups, the next thing for groups apart from, the events, kasi we are a pandemic baby. So for sure, we will have on-ground events and I'm excited to do them all with our kapitbahays. But I think what's also special with online communities or communities now on Facebook is that may nabubuong new type of people, or I call them the in-group influencers. They're different from YouTubers. They're different from Instagrammers. It requires a certain kind of personality to be influential in a group na probably when you're outside the group, you're just a normal person. But in the group, you could be someone na madaling sisikat because you bring value to the group. You bring knowledge to the group. So these people are yung mga kunyari architects or engineers or someone really knowledgeable with something related to the home, say DIYers. Sila yung parang may potential na maging influencers in the group because yun nga, they bring knowledge into the group. And that's, I think, what community should capitalize on these days and focus on building. And it's that the creation of value and the creation of knowledge and the exchange of expertise, that bridging that gap between experts and mga normal people, the professionals. Parang we need to be able to tell people, diba, what's the difference between hiring a professional and a non-professional, buying something original and not. So these are things that are valuable that communities can bring to the group in a more accessible way. Na, you still have to, pay for the professionals, but you still, at least you're in the group where mas madali mo na silang kausapin kasi itatag mo na lang sila or magpo-post ka na lang. May mag-reply na. So I think that's what's special and what's may potential pa to grow bigger as online culture in the Philippines.
And it's so cool because I feel like these communities started with just post lang or parang gusto ko nang i-share to because this is something that I'm proud of. But I mean, a lot of people can relate to these things, diba? It's probably something they also have or that they aspire to have as well. So for Nina naman, how do you also envision the evolution of your community naman?
I think right now, like what Mark mentioned earlier, we are at the mercy of the people who own the platforms, and you'll notice some things change, like there's like a quirk or something or a clink in the whole system. And then I noticed one time there was like a change in the algorithm as well, and was having problems with one of the posts. So I think the idea really here is to really have that North Star. And Mark always talks about that when it comes to Let's Eat Pare. And for me, he's really one of the people I've always gone to when I had questions. I've known him for quite a long time. So I think I'm really taking inspiration from what he said. Really remember why you put up the group. And for me, it was really getting the best, helping each other get the best out of the best of anything. So like food, vacuum, stories, all of these things. And as long as you keep to that, and as the platform evolves, or if you decide to go off and do something or a new platform comes up, for as long as you're clear with what you wanted, how you started, and why you did it, then you just go with it. You just continue that on in whatever form social media comes in the future.
Exactly. As they always say, the only constant thing in life is change. So as
change,
long as
exactly.
you have, like what Nina said, as long as you have that vision, this is the reason why I started this community, and let's just go with the flow with how technology changes. Basta nandun yung puso at isip mo for the brand that you've created.
Mm-hmm. So now that we've heard Bones and of course everybody watching how our community admins envision their own communities growing and the dynamics evolving, I'm curious to ask Jel, for a brand side, they see these communities as entities and communities that they can have
They can
business
tap,
relationships with, marketing opportunities with. What would you like to see evolve within these communities that will help you facilitate a better business relationship, that will give you more marketing opportunities? So from a brand's perspective, what would you like to see grow into an online community?
Well, the future looks bright within among online communities. No, why do I say this? Well, pandemic or no pandemic, yes, we look forward to the day when we can still when we can go out and have dinner with our friends and family. Of course, brands also would want that. No, they want their consumers to have the complete brand experience, not just at
Yeah.
home or not just online, but it's really like what Mark mentioned, an offline relationship. No, so what do I want to see, basically, at least for brands, no? Or maybe what does the future hold? I think it will all depend on the consumer. The consumer will really dictate the trends. Who would have imagined that TikTok just
Yeah.
became so big in a few months of the pandemic? No, I mean, there was no way the tech moguls even predicted this. So I guess at the end of it all, what the consumers will use as media and what the consumers will use to convey their thoughts and ideas and their food reviews, that will dictate the future of social media and the future platforms.
I agree,
Thanks.
Virgil.
Oh, go, Frances. Do you have anything else to add to that?
To add lang to that, recently, may nag-trend kasi sa Homebodies. This is not paid. This is not driven by a brand.
Yeah.
Not the brand team posted this. It is from the consumer. And it's the Irish Spring Challenge. So if I may share that, na-sold out namin yung Irish Spring. Irish Spring is not popular. It's not the top of my
Wow.
sabon in the Philippines. But what they did is they used Irish Spring as aircon air freshener. It's not panligo.
Pwede nga, no?
It's a product.
Pwede
And
nga,
that's
no?
how the consumer changes the market. Suddenly, this brand that na hindi naman pinapansin, pinapadala lang sa atin yan by our OFW kamag-anaks, right? In the balikbayan box. Suddenly, got sold out. So, tama si Sir Del na sometimes it's not the community. We are just a platform. I mean, Homebodies is a platform. Brands can tap us for whatever idea that they have. But ultimately, it's the consumer. It's the wit of the consumer. And brands should be there in the communities to spot ano ba yung trends and what could be a potential trend that we should latch on. Because ang maganda is, what they did was, when it was a trend in the group, the in-stores, like the mga Walter Marts, suddenly capitalize on that by creating their own communications.
Wow.
So, mabilis
Naglagay
din
na aircon doon sa gitna ng Walter Mart.
Tapos may nakasabit na Irish Spring.
Actually, Watsons did that. So I don't know if I'm allowed to
nice.
mention brands, but
Nice.
that's how how brands can take trends within communities and amplify it with their own platforms.
Yeah.
So it's really a synergy then of platforms. Kaya yun yung masaya. Kasi it's the
It's like an
consumer.
online-
Consumer is king.
Yes.
It's like an online FGD, UAI. You'll get a lot of inputs.
Yes,
Diba?
yeah.
You can do an online survey so fast. Wherein before you have to get a group of people, correspondents, about 100,
Correct.
200 in one room. Diba? It's so hard to collect these people. But you can do this in 5 minutes, 10 minutes, do a survey, poll questions, run it. Diba? You'll have the answers na. So, and these are genuine answers. These are not influenced by anyone. And these are people that, diba, sometimes I'm happy to see members fighting because it shows the passion they have in the community. So if they're fighting, that means they're so into the subject matter that diba, they're willing to fight for their answers. So, diba?
But they also keep me awake.
They also keep you awake. That's the flip side to that.
Yun yung
So,
may pros and cons. Pros and
that's
cons.
why it has to be moderated passion.
Yeah.
Pros and cons.
Diba? And
You want to
influence to
predict
the
the
right.
future
Diba?
Medyo
Bring
wild
it to
yung
the right.
minsan 2 a.m.
Oo. Oh,
I
man.
can share a secret. No? If you want to learn future trends, especially from consumers, you have to interview the centennials because they will be the future consumers soon.
Yeah, definitely.
The
SCP.
I'm sorry, wait. The term centennials.
These are the
those
children of
after
millennials.
The
Kasi tayo
millennials.
millennials tayo, di ba?
Bago yun, hindi ko pa naririnig yun.
Yan ang
Centennials,
centennials.
zillennials, millennials,
Anak natin.
and Gen Z.
centennial. Future anak.
Future anak.
Future anak namin, centennial.
I thought that was an
Okay.
announcement.
No.
Sorry, future. I had to correct myself really quickly there.
Ano, food baby pa lang may ipopost ko sa Let's Eat Pare.
But guys,
Alright.
I have a question lang.
Oh,
This
go
is real
for it.
talk.
Go for it.
This is something serious, no? And I'm joined by one of the popular communities, no? Two of the popular communities in the Philippines. Copycats. How do you view them? How does that affect you? That somebody is copying your original idea, diba? So we know that this happens. I have copycats also for Let's Eat Pare, and I know you guys have your own. No, how do you feel about this, Frances, Nins? No.
Okay, medyo mahirap na topic to. But they say, diba, parang imitation is the best form of flattery.
Yeah.
Medyo gray area siya. Kasi, yes, na parang if someone copies you, then it means, oh, you've made it. But also, may downside siya in the sense that it depends on what the one copying you is, how it's affecting your community. Because one, if it's for fun lang, then it's fine. But once suddenly they create it to build spite towards your group, like parang
Exactly.
what happened kasi, I mean, this is a personal story that people were screenshotting posts from our private group to other groups to talk about us. Yun yung parang sa akin, ay, wag ganon. Yun
Below
yung
the belt.
parang you can, I mean, what you're saying naman as community admins, wala naman kaming monopoly about topics. Everyone can create their own home communities, right? Kasi ang dami na, home naman talaga is a very big topic na
Subject,
you can really create subgroups about it. But once you start bashing us, ako very protective of my community. Para ko sila talagang, that's why they call me Mayora. Kasi, tapakan
Natakot ako. I was fell off my chair.
Yun din yung feeling ko kasi like what Mark said, diba? Pag nag-aaway yung mga tao, diba? They're very protective of their group. Ang sa akin din, if they want to protect my group, I have the responsibility then to protect them. So,
Have
ang
you
sa akin,
Have you tried calling up members? I've done this before. I've called up members.
Are
I've
you
caused some
serious?
trouble. Yeah, personal calls talaga. With really the intention of opening their minds, no? I want them to see life in a different, diba, perspective. Baka they're just seeing it from one point of view, which is, diba, being, diba, you want to be entitled. You want to be entitled. I want to do this. I want to carry myself this way. I want to write this. I want to fight with somebody today. So, diba, I have to show them the bigger picture in what they're doing, and also the bigger picture in what we are doing in the communities. So I've tried this, no, and there are people that are close-minded. I would say 10%, but 90% of the time. And I would tell you guys this. I've spoken siguro to about 200 people I don't know. Called them cold call talaga. I said I called them through Messenger, and I was able to change their mindset. And these are people now that believe in what we're doing. So, diba? Try it. It's an empowering feeling, but diba?
Ako, chat lang.
Chat lang.
Yeah.
Hindi naman ako tumawag.
Lost in translation minsan when you chat with them.
That's
Yeah,
true
yeah.
too. Yeah.
ang sa akin, whenever I message these people, ang sa akin lang naman, I don't have a monopoly over topics, but if you want to create your own, just don't, do something that will harm my group. Kasi I'm not doing anything to harm yours, diba? Dapat nga magtutulungan tayo lahat.
Exactly.
To share knowledge.
Create a better space,
Yeah,
no? Which is the social media space.
And
Ikaw,
one more,
Nins.
the most important thing though, I guess, is ibang usapan kapag inaapakan niyo yung intellectual property. So, I
Yun.
want to share, say, Homebodies is my trademark. Sana respect
Same with
the
LEP.
tao
Yeah.
to not use it.
Best of the best. Yeah.
Yeah, yun lang. I mean, it's a topic na hindi masyadong pinag-usapan in the Philippines, like intellectual property. Not everyone knows how to file, but these things are easy to file. But yun lang yung, as in, you can create your own, but say don't use Homebodies kasi that's ours Parang
Tsaka
ganun.
guys, diba how many words are there in the dictionary? 60,000 words? I mean, come on, diba? You can always pick another word or adjective, diba, to use to describe your community, diba? Don't try to take advantage, diba, of another person's hard work. So please respect that, diba? Ikaw, Needs, What's your take on that?
Well, yeah. Well, I think like Francis, I also have had a negative experience as well, but that's yeah. I've kind of tried to put that behind me now, so I don't want to really open that thing anymore.
Yeah,
But
Pandora's box.
yeah, super. I don't even know what happened to that anymore. So anyway, I think well, in my case, maybe because it was branded Best of the Best Manila, there have been people who have reached out and said, "Can we do Best of the Best Bacolod, Best of the Best Cebu?" And you know, parang the conversation drops off, and I don't know if it's because like we're all here in NCR or because like hindi naman taga Manila lang rin yung mga members, diba? So yeah, so at least they ask permission. But then the thing is like, so what am I? Am I part of that also? Am I an admin? Because I don't think I can actually take on one more group. So so those are some of the things that I've had to deal with. But at least I think now parang we've kind of solidified the group and there haven't been questions about it. I don't know if there are groups sprouting out, but I think the difficult ones are the ones who really, because it becomes your baby. And the ones that actually try to hurt you are the ones that that really get to you, because the people in your community are people, and they're there. Actually, they say parang it's a safe space. I can say what I want, and then if you're being attacked like that, like Francis said, like if people are taking screenshots and talking about you guys, and that's for me that's a low blow.
It is, no? So I always try to remind our members to be classy, diba? So if you remember the movie, Anchorman, diba? Stay classy, San Diego. I always tell them, stay classy, LEP. Come on, diba? This is ethical, eh. So we have to really protect the rights of our community leaders also.
Saka naman
Everybody.
may story to lighten up the mood. Speaking of yung mga branches. So recently, may nag-message sa akin, parang taga-Japan siya. Sabi niya, ang dami kaming Filipinos here in Japan who are fans of your page, pero parang namimiss na nila yung Philippines. Gusto din nila gumawa. So he created Homebodies Japan. It's so
nice.
cute.
Nice.
Yeah.
Same, no? We have one in in the Middle East and also
Aesthetic.
Ireland for LEP.
Yeah, dami
Okay
mga
yan.
Pinoy, dami mga OFW kasi.
Yeah.
All right. But guys, thank you so much. We've covered a lot of topics. And sa totoo lang, us, just being moderators here and really listening to you guys, sa totoo lang, parang ang daming mga questions na nanganganak. I'd like to ask more questions.
I know. And because Mikael and I have been wanting to put up a community of our own, maybe probably not as big as your communities, but maybe just something very intimate for our podcast and for the people that, follow our different platforms on social media. That's something that we've always wanted to do. But then we had all these questions in mind. So thank you for answering the first half of our questions. And maybe if we have more questions, we can message you guys in private.
Or maybe we will have a round 2 of this live.
Yeah.
Which could easily happen.
Or call
hirap
like
pa nga
Mark
maging
does.
Tama.
A random call.
Cold call on Messenger. Noted. But anyway, with that, guys, thank you so much. We really, really do appreciate it. But with that, we would like to give everyone the floor to plug whatever you guys want to say or share to everybody watching. So I guess let's go clockwise. Let's start with Pareng Mark.
Okay, so thank you everyone, the community leaders, most especially for being here, Frances, Needs, even Jel, who is our brand partner, our two lovely hosts, the newlyweds. So thank you, the Daez family, for being here. On behalf of the CICP, the Creator Influencer of the Philippines Council, I'm a council member. We'd like to invite more members to join. Diba? That in itself is also a community, if you look at it, to join CICP and take the advantage of growing yourself, building yourself, diba? Learning more from your fellow influencers. But as you can see, also people that do matter in the industry are here. So, diba? Whether you're starting, whether you're already a mature, diba? You've gone through a lot na in the industry, you can pick up a lot from these people. So, diba? The only thing you have to do is invest your time, diba? And keep an open mind. So, diba? As I'm your Pareng Mark, I'll always be here. diba? To lend a helping hand. I always talk to Frances, I always talk to Nins and even Jel, diba? I give them advice. But I have an open virtual door, so diba, whenever you need to ask advice from me, especially if it's diba, to help your business or to help you grow, I'm always here. So thank you for your support.
Thank you so much, Mark. Frances, you're up.
Hello. So I want to take this time to do a shout out to our kapitbahays. I don't know if you guys have this, but as in, my kapitbahays are the best. That includes all of you who are part of the group. Lagi nilang request yan whenever I do lives na shout out daw. So shout out to all of you and shout out to all our brand buddies who always make sure that our kapitbahays are masaya with the giveaways and the webinars and everything. I always say naman with brand buddies I call them brand buddies, the brands who partner with us, na whenever they ask, how can we partner with you, Home Buddies, I always say, what is it that you're offering to the community? So, bago ako, like, diba, whatever fee there is, it's always, what's in it for the community? So, are you giving away things to change their homes? Are you giving away, promos so they can save up? Or are you offering knowledge? So that's really what I'm focusing on when as I grow the Home Buddies community. It's really, kasi without the consumers, the kapitbahays, the members, the group is nothing because the content comes from them. Eh. So we have to keep them happy. So yun lang. I hope to welcome you in the community, in the group. Katok lang kayo. Medyo mahaba lang yung pila ngayon kasi ang dami. But I'll try my best. Mamaya hindi ako matutulog, mag-approve ako.
Merch. Kailangan mo na ng merch, ha? Bigyan tayo ako ng merch. Maglabas na kayo ng merch. Okay.
All right. That was really cute, Frances. Nina, you're up next.
Well, yeah, just if there are any members out there, thank you. And for those who have also supported Best of the Best, from the get-go, we've had, so we also believe in Best of the Best experiences and getting partners who help us, give a chance to some of our members to actually win prizes and actually experience these good products. That's great. And we're happy just to be here to help each other. And, well, thanks for having me here. And if any of our besties are out there, hello and take care, guys.
Nice.
And of course, last but not the very least, Jel.
Mr. Fua Fua.
Thank you. First of all, I'd like to thank CICP for inviting me to be part of this fireside chat panel. I look forward to joining more of your events soon, Mark. So I thank you for this opportunity. And don't forget, for all of you bread lovers out there, please try our Fua Fua bread. It's really good, soft and fluffy. In fact, just a konting plugging lang na Fua Fua is the Japanese word for fluffy. So just so now you know. Please like us on platforms, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Thank you. Mark is enjoying his now.
Pinipisil ko na.
Very much, CICP.
All right. Anyway, with that, thank you so much, everyone. Round of applause for everyone. Good job. Good job. This was a great fireside chat. So thank you very much, and we hope that you guys have a great night. And I guess see you guys round 2 of this.
See you guys in the online communities because I am now a proud member of each of your communities.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, guys, and that officially wraps up our amazing and very informative fireside chat. And of course, I learned a lot from this. Popo, did you learn a lot from this?
Yeah, I always enjoy these. I always enjoy chatting. I think this is my first fireside chat.
Yeah. But ako, na-inspire ako kasi we've always been wanting to start a community for our podcast, which we should do. So thank you so much to our speakers and to our panelists for giving us that inspiration to finally start our own community. But for everybody else that's watching, ano ba mga natutunan nyo? Ilagay nyo lang sa comments section or comments area, what are the key points that really stuck to you guys?
Yeah, what were your thoughts? Were you guys hungry? What do you want to eat? What were you inspired to do?
Nabudol ba kayo?
Could be anything. Just put it down below in the comment section. And with that, that ends our general membership meeting for the month of June. So first, we would like to thank CICP, of course, for allowing us, Bonizi and myself, for being a part of this month's GMM. And we definitely had fun. And I hope that you guys learned a lot.
And of course, we would also like to thank our keynote speakers, Sue and Chng, and our panelists, Francis Lim Cabatuando, Nina Zialcita, Pareng Mark Del Rosario, and Jel Angeles. Maraming salamat for sharing with us this evening your knowledge and, of course, your wisdom.
And as we head towards the end of this program, I would like to congratulate Bones. She was reading all of those names prior to this live just to make sure na magawa niya in one pass. So high five to Bones. Pakilagay sa comment section. High five, Bones. You did a great job. But anyway, just trying to end this live on a lighter note. Of course, to all our viewers this evening, thank you so much, and thank you always for supporting CICP. We do hope once again that you learned a lot of things, and whatever you guys want to share, just put it down in the comments below.
So before we officially wrap our June GMM, I would like to share to everyone some updates regarding CICP. The APAC Tambuli Awards 2021 has just concluded last June 4. And of course, congratulations to all the winners of the organizing team led by Dr. Jerry Kliachko, Dean of UANP Integrated Marketing Communications. It was a great honor for CICP to be a part of this event as an official partner. Until next year, guys.
Another announcement. We have CICP's second town hall meeting. This is for members only. It will happen on July 8th, 6 to 7:30 p.m. And we are encouraging all members to attend. The agenda will be shared soon.
Our CICP Legal Committee, or the CLG, is available to take questions and consultations from our members via our website, FB Close Group, and Viber community page. Should there be anything that our members want to consult about, just feel free to drop a message in any of our accounts or via PM email. The CICP CLG team is always at your service.
PM is the key. And to those who have not joined CICP yet, please visit our website to get to know more about us and how to join the council. Be part of the growing family of creators, influencers, brands, agencies, and partners. Just visit www.cicp.com.ph. I wonder if they're going to be flashing something while we're talking.
I don't know, but live to So nakatingin lang tayo sa camera natin.
We don't know. You guys do.
Alright, so nakaka-excite talaga yung mga updates ng CICP. So guys, kung hindi pa kayo member ng CICP, we highly encourage you guys to be a member right now so that you'll be able to join and enjoy CICP's membership benefits like discounts, webinars given by the country's biggest creators and influencers. So become a member right now.
Yes, you can just sign up in their website. And with that, we would like to promote one more time our podcast. It's called Behind Relationship Goals. We come out with an episode every Sunday, hopefully, but we try. And if not, it'll come out on Monday, Tuesday, or the next Sunday. But to all those watching that already, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And please join our future community, which we will make inspired by this talk today.
And with that, we have come to the absolute end of our program. So thank you so much for joining us. This has been your host. This is Bonizi.
And this is Fofo, aka Megan Young, and Mikael Daez. See you guys next time. Bye.
Bye, guys.